Alaikum, everybody. As spring is all around us, the beginning, all around us, it's a time for me to contemplate, especially at the beginning of Ramadan, and soon our Christian friends will be celebrating Easter, our Jewish friends will be celebrating Passovers. Spring for me is my favorite season. There's so much blessings in it, and you see the power of God in springtime for me especially, where, I feel God all the time personally and see His power everywhere I go and always. But spring for me is just a beautiful rejuvenation, and you see for yourself how the dead earth and all the trees that are brown in the winter come in such a magnificent way back to life. And I was walking around the garden, and everything is starting to bud, even though there was snow a couple of weeks ago, or not even, whatever, and it was crazy weather, but they survived somehow. Even one crocus is blooming, blooming, not flying. There was something else that was flying. I'm playing with my cat out here with her foil balls, so they're kind of flying when there's a little bit of wind. But mainly, Ramadan is really a beautiful time to reflect inwardly and outwardly, obviously, but mainly outwardly by giving charity, but inwardly by reflecting on one's self and one's blessings and how to improve ourselves, because we can always improve. Nobody's perfect. So it's a time for all Muslims to reflect on what they have, what characteristics in them they can improve. So I'm one, for example, who's trying to improve always my listening skills, and listening carefully and not jumping to respond quickly, but letting the other person finish what they not want to say, and then think before I actually respond. This is a personal thing that I'm working on. Everybody knows their shortcomings and what they need to work on, but that's just an example. So what can we, each one of us, do in this month to self-reflect, and what can we improve? And of course, our relationship with the Quran is the main thing, because the Ramadan is the month of the Quran. And on a personal note, I feel personally the Quran has really saved my life, as I'm always reading it and contemplating it. And I love to take pictures of nature, and I share a lot of the prayers that or ayahs or verses within the Quran that kind of resonate with me, and I put them on my website, and I share them periodically on Facebook and Instagram. But mainly, Ramadan is a time to reconnect with the Quran, and for each and every one of us to try to do what we can to understand it. Now there's so much information out there with so many great scholars who know how to explain it, and there's ways for us to connect with it. And even on an individual basis, by reading it and then trying to dive a little bit deeper on each ayah or verse, it could help us contemplate and understand it better. So I just wanted to come on and tell everyone to remember to read the Quran. This is the month of the Quran, but this is something that we should continue doing throughout the year. We don't to stop in Ramadan. And the beautiful thing about Ramadan is at night in all the mosques there's reciters that recite the Quran so beautifully, and it's just so mesmerizing to listen to and captivating. But we shouldn't just at the end of Ramadan stop our own personal relationship with the Quran. It should continue. So each one of us has to figure out how to do that. Maybe sitting down every time at whatever time you have to read extra pages of the Quran on a regular basis. So everybody has to figure these things out for themselves, but I think the most important message is not to stop your relationship with reading the Quran throughout the whole year. And that goes for me. I started doing that, and it really has helped me a lot. So every Ramadan I try to up the number of pages per day that I do read. So spring I feel is a blessed time for everyone to celebrate all of our different faith holidays. Ramadan is not like a holiday really, it's a holy month, so you won't find people going on vacation or anything like that. And Ramadan, at the end of Ramadan, when we celebrate Eid, many people might do that, then take a vacation afterwards. So it's a month of introspection, of self-reflection, a month of giving and feeling, the poor, what they go through. So it's really important to think of others at this time, not of ourselves. Think of ourselves by self-improving, yes, but think of others that are much more needy than us. Especially when we think of all the tragedies that have happened in the world, and so many earthquakes in Turkey, Syria have continued to bombard the people there. This is a time to really to give without even thinking. There's just so many organizations trying to help, and so much need in the world of people that are really in need. So we are another thing that we all have to do in a continuous basis is to be so grateful to God for all of the many blessings that we each and everyone do have. So many people don't realize how many blessings they actually have. But if you sit and think about each one, such as the gift of your breath. I just went through a little bit of a crisis with my breath and some issues, so I am in total filled with gratitude at every breath that I take, and promise to use it in good. So think about that every time you breathe, what a blessing it is to be able to breathe. So many other blessings on an individual basis if you look at it yourself. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, everything. You're able to walk, your hands, everything is working in such a beautiful way. So if you sit down and write all these blessings down, each and every little blessing, I think you won't be able to, you'll be writing, probably pages and pages and pages of all the beautiful blessings that God has given each one of us. So those are, to be grateful for every single blessing is so important. So don't forget to be grateful for everything that you have, and not compare yourself to anyone else. And always ask Allah, always ask God for anything and everything that you need, because He's the only one really who's in control. Think about it. You're not the one who's I'm outside now. You're not the one who's making these trees bud, and you're not the one who brings the sun up and brings the sun down. We are little in comparison to this earth and the magnitude of God's creation and his enormous powers. So contemplate on that and be grateful for everything that we have. That goes for me, like I said, with some challenges with health. I am so grateful to God and helping me, and to my doctors and everything else. So I just wanted to share this message of spring blessings, and that we have so many blessings to be grateful for. And it is such a wonderful thing that all the holidays are during the spring this year. Ramadan, changes and moves 11 days earlier every month, every year. So next year it'll start This year it started on March 23rd. Next year it'll start March 11th, and so on, so forth. So it's nice when all the holidays kind of are together at one time. Thank you so much for listening, and if you feel like want to share this message to others, please feel free to do so. And have a blessed day, have a blessed spring, have blessed holidays. We say Ramadan Kareem or Ramadan Mubarak, but blessed Ramadan is also fine. And blessed Easter to everybody, and blessed Passover to everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Weather today is so beautiful that I'm able to sit outside with my cat and enjoy the lovely weather. Have a great, great day. Bye for now.